everyone, and welcome to Up Next Fighting. It's the calm before the storm here in San Bernardino, California. We come to you from the Orange Pavilion at the National Orange Show. It's a party atmosphere. Jonathan, we've got the National Orange Show Fair right next door, and we've got a bunch of rising stars that are looking to climb as high as, well, that Ferris wheel that's across the way.
Not only that, but we got a racetrack right next door. The engines are revving. Everybody's hot, and they're ready to go. I cannot wait to see these guys step inside the Up Next Fighting cage. We have one hell of a show. Don't miss it. Thank you for everybody joining us on Instagram and social media sites. We appreciate you. Todd, Keneley, Jonathan King, we are here. You are there. Welcome to Up Next Fighting at the Inland Empire. I cannot wait to get things started.
Tell you got the racetrack next door. I think David Roberts from Highest Stand MMA is getting a little excited. He was a professional race car driver as well. But let's run it down. 12 big fights in the Rising Stars division coming your way. We're down from 13. Well, that would have been unlucky anyway. But let's talk about the title fight that we do have in store. As Keneley is going to return the incumbent champion. He puts his Rising Stars welterweight title on the line. For Gay thus far, everything going his way. He comes in a perfect 3-0 undefeated.
Yeah, this guy is what I call, you've heard me say this before at home, he's an equal opportunity ass kicker. He doesn't care where you want to bring the fight. Bring it to the mat, keep it standing, it doesn't matter. Keneley is there to stand in front of you and to take your head off.
Let's take a closer look at the champion.
Nothing's changed as far as the work ethic. We're doing the same thing that I did beforehand. Being a champion is something that's it's in you. You know, it's more than just wearing a belt. The fact that there's a target on my back, I love it. That makes me work even harder. There's somebody out there right now training for me, and they think that I'm just another page in the book. I love that. Come try to take it. Come try to take it. Every time I fight, I want to make it a dog fight. We're going to start exploiting weaknesses. We're going to start actually being martial artists now. You guys will get to see a little bit of all of it. I do think it's really cool that I can bring out fans. So I mean, I'm just really excited, especially for you guys to do this in IE. I'm expected to sell this place out for sure. I'm Keneley, fighting out of 10 Pound at Riverside, Super Batiste MMA, Bangkok style Muay Thai, and I'm still up next.
There you have it. The champion is going to have a home field advantage, you got to believe, fighting out of 10th Planet Riverside. A lot of these Inland Empire fighters love to scrap, and the champ has been just so impressive thus far. But let's talk about his opposition in Liam Conroy. This guy is a former Marine. He was in for 5 years, and when he was training as part of that combat sports and MMA program in the Marine Corps.
Yeah, not only we thank this guy for his service in the military, but he's become one hell of a mixed martial artist in his own right, earning himself a shot at the Up Next gold tonight. And Todd, let me tell you, we were talking a little bit before the fight, me and Liam Conroy. For those of you back home, you know what Conroy means in Gaelic? It means king. So I'm a big fan of this young man. You got two kings on this show tonight.
And he's looking to be king of the welterweight division. Now let's talk about it. The champion has a couple of unanimous decision victories. He's got a knockout victory as well, but he's never finished a fight on the ground, and that might be something that the challenger looks to exploit.
Yeah, the challenger has his work cut out for him, but make no mistake, he's got a lot of tape to work with. You know, he knows his opponent. He knows his opponent's strength. Not only that, Todd, but I think he has an inside little inside key to his opponent's weaknesses. So I would not expect anything other than a very tough Liam Conroy tonight. He's not coming to show up. He's coming to be next.
Well, Conroy King might have a key to the kingdom. Let's take a closer look at the welterweight challenger.
So I'm a Marine. Regardless of how difficult it is, you have a mission and your goal is to accomplish it. That concept applies to fighting. The goal is to win. Obviously you have the rules, but by any means necessary. You know, you can only learn so much technique. You can have an infinite amount of knowledge in technique or stamina, but learning to pace yourself throughout a fight, for me, one of the hardest things to learn. One of the last things you master, and that's definitely something that I've been practicing up to this fight. I'd love to go pro. So we'll see how the following MMA fights this year go. Hopefully they result in victories, but that is the goal. I would love to go pro. I'm Liam Brown Conroy from Northridge, California. I fight under Thomas Ellie Academy, and I am up next.
All right, so there we saw a look at the challenger. We got a big main event coming your way, and we've got Todd Keneley, Jonathan King, and we've been joined by Steve O'Connell of the New Money Fight Club. And Steve, you're going to be handling the post-fight in-cage interviews.
Yes, sir.
And in this area of the Inland Empire, I kind of liken it to like a Stockton. These guys in this region love to scrap.
Yeah, this is like the Stockton of Southern California. That's a good point. You know, and some of the fighters I've seen on this card, I'm seeing a lot of amazing strikers. Ezekiel Michael, the return of Ezekiel Michael, incredible boxing. Miguel Castillo coming off a great last match against Rosario Romero. It was a tough fight. You know, he got submitted at the end, but he gave him an absolute dogfight. And then, of course, we've got Gregor Balkian versus Jason Jones, right? Two guys coming off of real close losses, but they fought to the bitter end. You know, incredible fighters. I'm really looking forward to that one as well.
Yeah, and that was, you know, a questionable decision, you got to believe, and one that was may have stung Sir Gregor a little bit. But again, in these Rising Star ranks, it's win or learn, and I expect, as you would say, the best version of Balkian here tonight.
Yeah, you never know what's going to happen when those judges start adding those 10s and 9s. All sorts of crazy Common Core math can happen, the square root of Cecil Peoples, and then next thing you know, you don't know who won the fight. It was a very close fight. Gregor Balkian, both Gregor Balkian and Jones, Jason Jones, coming off of very tough losses. But the one thing I like about Jason Jones, he's got that it factor, man. He's got that thunder in his right hand. He can put your lights out in a heartbeat, and I expect he's going to be testing the chin of Sir Gregor Balkian tonight.
Yeah, Jones really is a home run hitter. You know, he's got just dynamite in his hands, and that one could have potential fight of the night implications.
It's got it all over it. Very relaxed fighter, excellent striker. But yeah, like I said, I think we've got a video maybe we can watch about Jason Jones now.
Let's take a look.
I used to always change my hair up, and I decided to make a mohawk. And then I came into the gym and I said, the hawk's here and the hawk's gonna fly. Everyone was just like, all right, you're the hawk now. It means a lot because I feel like I can get a lot more people out here to come to the fight, and I feel like I have something to prove, you know, like no one thinks about the IE for really anything, but I think we have a lot of talent out here, and I think we're growing, and I think we're moving on to the upper echelon of local combat sports, regional, worldwide, anywhere. I think that he's going to keep coming forward, and I'm going to keep coming forward, and it's just going to be boom, 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 and then it's going to be 6 to 9 minutes of just pure chaos. I'm Jason Jones. I'm fighting out of OG Training Center in 10th Planet Riverside. I'm from Moval and Riverside, born and raised in the IE, and I'm ready, and I'm up next.
There he's got a good look at the Hawk. Again, what a fight that looks to be. Let's talk about another fighter, you know, native to this area, the Inland Empire, and that being Mike Selenas. And here's a guy that went into the 3rd round, went toe-to-toe with Desmond Alvarado, who, by the way, is 6-0 undefeated, is a champion. And he's going to be out, is Selenas, to try and prove something right here in his hometown. Bragging rights for certain.
Yeah, absolutely. Michael Selenas stepped into a title fight with one of the juggernauts in Up Next fighting, Desmond Alvarado, and he did so on 1 week notice. An amazing performance. He came up short that night, but he's here tonight, and he's looking to take somebody's head.
Yeah, like you said, any loss in this division, you know, it's just a learning experience, and to lose against a guy like Alvarado, no shame in that. Absolute learning experience. I spoke to him, I had a chance to interview him before this fight. He said his striking is feeling slicker than ever. He's in the shape of his life. He had an amazing camp, so we can expect some serious fireworks from that one.
Can't wait for that. And another guy that is just, we got the racetrack next door, he is revved up. He is excited for the opportunity. This is the first time that Up Next has come to the Inland Empire, so he's right at home, literally. Let's take a closer look at Mike Selenas.
They hit me up like, hey, you want to be on the IE card? I'm like, there's an IE card? I'm like, heck yeah, I love that. I was born and raised here, so it's gonna be my people in there, and I'm gonna try to put a show on for them, you know, get the win for the 909. There's good community in San Bernardino, there's good people here, but everybody knows in the IE that there's bad places you don't want to be a part of, and just try to stay away from. If you're a fighter, just do jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, anything, just stay away from it all. That's my plan, that's my goal, and I'm doing good so far. Yeah, I'd just like to let people know, like, I'm just coming to put on a good show, gonna do my best. I don't see myself losing this fight. Should be comfortable from go in there, do business, and get out. My name is Michael Selenas. I'm fighting out of Adrenaline MMA out of San Bernardino, California, and I'm up next.
So that's going to be great as well to see Selenas. I'm sure this place is going to come unglued in front of his hometown crowd. Now, I mentioned that we did have 12 now on the docket fights instead of the originally planned 13 as our women's strawweight title fight fell off, and that is because Jade Picasso came in this morning 7 pounds over. And guys, unlike our professional shows, that weigh-in isn't the day before. You don't have all that time to try and cut weight and then meet with the commission yet again. And so, unfortunately, that co-main event is off the card.
Yeah, you never know what happens, what causes somebody to be overweight. However, 7 pounds is an egregious violation. It's not like 1 or 2 pounds over. You saw Ryan Garcia weigh in 3.5 pounds over his fight for Devin Haney, and that's going to cost him $1.5 million because he's got to pay him $500,000 for each pound over. But 7 pounds overweight, there's just no way the commission can allow that fight to happen. It's an unfair advantage. It's an unfortunate situation, but in the amateur division, safety comes first, and unfortunately, that's the reason we're a fight short.
Yeah, you hate to see it. But our matchmaker, especially the Rising Stars and Ryan Buckner, has put together a great card. We still have our welterweight title main event. You got a lot of hungry fighters from this region, so you can't wait for that, including one fighter. Garcia will be in action. Let's take a closer look at him and then more on him after this.
I feel like I've evolved a lot. I've been at a whole new team the last year at Icon MMA. I've changed my whole life since my last fight. I'm not here to make friends. I'm not here to be nice to anybody.
UNF fans, before we start tonight's show, make sure you check out our merchandise table.
I'm definitely
and
excited to fight out here. I grew up all around the IE born and raised. It definitely feels great to have my first fight for up next and my comeback to the cage right here in San Bernardino. I'm Johnny Garcia, fighting out of Icon MMA, born and raised right here in the IE, and I'm up next.
So Johnny Garcia, another fighter born and raised right here in the Inland Empire, looking to scrap. I mean, let me ask you this. Do you think, is it help, is it hindrance? Is it a home field advantage, or is it added pressure?
Well, Luciano Giano, he's coming in from the Bay Area too, so he's he's not even from Southern California, but those guys from the Bay Area, they know how to scrap. Luciano is going to give him a tough night, but it seems like some very good matchmaking on this one by Ryan Buckner.
Jonathan, your thoughts?
Yeah, we got to talk to Luciano before backstage. He was very lucid, very clear. He's fighting for his family, which is something that motivates everybody, but this guy's got quite a story, and I'm really looking forward to seeing him put it all together in the cage like that. A guy who's struggled as much as he does, he certainly deserves to have his hand raised tonight.
And as we get ready for the action, we're going to take a closer look at one of our talented rising stars, Quinton Shadle.
My first couple fights, I didn't even have a gym. I was training at LA Fitness and going to a wrestling room. So coming out here, the guys at Dan Henderson's, they took me in. So I've been training really hard, and my last fight from May is, I'm a totally different fighter from then, I did have him out, and he definitely tapped, but I mean, it's part of the game, I don't know what the ref was staring at because he was standing right in front of us, and he definitely tapped. But it is what it is, got to move on to the next one. I know what I did that night, he knows what I did that night, and this time I got a full camp. I'm going to be so prepared for whatever's coming for me. My name is Quinton Shadle. I'm fighting out of Dan Henderson's, and I'm up next.
There you saw Quinton Shadle. Thought he had sent his opponent to Tap Town at one point. Didn't go his way in the decision, but Shadle is another talented fighter that is really looking to use this Rising Stars environment as a launch pad.
When you have all the tools like Quinton Shadle does, sometimes it's just a matter of time before you can put them all together so they work cohesively. And that's what I'm expecting tonight. I'd like to see Quinton Shadle kind of merge his skill sets so he can flow a little bit more easily in the cage and transition from position to position. He's training at a Team Quest, even though he's an independent fighter. He's training with Team Quest. He's got Dan Henderson, Joe Daddy Stevenson. It's a who's who there, Tarek Safadine. So it's a great camp. It's a great place to learn. And there's one place you want to learn how to wrestle. It's at Dan Henderson's gym.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, as he had said before, he really didn't have a camp in his previous fights. He was working out of a gym. He was hitting a wrestling room. And we'll see if he's more focused, centered. He is looking for the second victory of his career. His other win was a first-round finish. The youngest ring announcer, cage announcer in the game, Killer Cam, will be here for all the pomp and circumstance, and we're going to have Young Gritty with a very special live performance, and that's all coming your way. UNF 18.
Yeah, I had to go. That's why I jumped off camera. I had to go say hello to my boy T-City, Brian Ortega in the house. We're trying to get him to step up and get on the headsets with us tonight.
Taco Padilla, who has been a fixture here in Up Next Fighting, has got what I'm told is some breaking news, a big announcement coming from, and it might indeed be taco time. The UNF champs got something to say. A lot of action coming your way. We're going to go next door, maybe get some fried Oreos, wash it down with something unhealthy, and we'll be back when it is time to fight on.
Legend.